Yes, people. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Bluesfantv. I hope you guys are keeping well. Big shout out to everyone that is locked in. Everyone that subscribed to the channel. I just want to say a big thanks to for you guys for being so supportive. To be honest, uh, most of the time I feel like without you guys, this channel can never exist. Can never exist. But obviously, we've grown from 1,000 follower to 2,000 follower. Now we're 3,000 follower, and the followers are still, the subscribers are still rolling in massively. So I just want to say a big thanks to you guys. Let's keep growing as a family. I promise not to, be too proud to you guys. Of course, I promise to be myself, and obviously, I just want to bring all those contents that you want to watch down here. You know, to be honest, I know it's a difficult journey. It's something that sometimes you feel like, wow, a lot of sacrifices just to get on here sometimes, to get to the game, to try and make sure interviews are done and all these things, but at the end of the day, it's just all about what you like doing, passion. And like I said, I just want to say big thanks to everyone. Please, try to subscribe to this channel. That's the only way you can help me. Please just subscribe to the channel. Keep up with the updates. Everything that is coming on this channel is based on Chelsea. So let's keep growing, let's keep pushing, and of course, the sky is the limit. So, guys, on to this one, we will be, checking out on Everton. We're playing Everton at home tomorrow. Uh, to be honest with you, it's not gonna be an easy game. It's not gonna be an easy game. We all know that, especially when you look at Everton at the moment, they are really doing well. And when you look at Chelsea at the moment, we're just not yet there. To be honest, we are not there. We've been massively shaky, massively shaky lately. So, and this is one of those reasons where you have to look into it and say, how is it gonna, what's gonna happen tomorrow? You can't just sort of like be so confident that you're gonna get a win tomorrow. To be honest, that's where uh the video, I mean, that's where the problem is. To be honest, Chelsea are just not informed. We are not informed. The way we've handled games recently was terrifying. To be honest, was ridiculous. And the reason why I've said this is like when you look at the analysis today, I saw some crazy analysis online that shows that Chelsea has substituted more than 100 sub this season just in 23 games. Bro, this is insane. To be honest, I don't think I've ever seen that football club that sort of do things like this. To be honest, this one is insane. It's terrible. It's terrible. And the reason is like, I don't know how it's gonna work because you've been into 23 games and you've substituted player more than 100 times. How do you want consistency? How do you want these guys to to match up to each other, to get informed and know how to play with each other? Today a different player, tomorrow a different player. Players cannot comfortably get 90 minutes, get subbed off. Even when you don't need to make sub, you still need to sub people off just to bring in other people. So to me, I feel like this is not a successful thing. We need to stop. I do agree that this protocol isn't willingly from Maresca. I feel like the way the ownership has brought in a new system is the biggest and the major issue right now, to be honest. Because when you look at the situation where ownership just want to sign young players, they want to bring them into Chelsea. They want them to perform. And when they perform, they can put them back on market and sell them. So that sort of thing you need to always have, massive squad and with great talent, whereby coaches are very, very confused. They need to play, week in, week out, they need to play different players. So to me, I feel like that's where the problem is. I don't think Maresca in its own self willingly and wish to kind of like play this sort of pattern, to be honest. But what's on ground at the moment required him to definitely, do things like this. So to me, I feel like it's a process we have to go through, to be honest. I don't think there's really much we can do about it, because if not, I don't see any reason why we've got three wingers, three left wingers, you know, the likes of Tariq George, Garnacho, and of course, Jamie Gittins. In fact, Mudrik, if not for the problem and the issue he had last season, he would have been in the squad as well. So what are we doing with sort of big squad? You know, all you need is like a two proper left winger. When one is injured, another one can come in, or maybe one is tired and maybe fatigue is going on. You can swap. But when you have four left wingers, how do you want to cope? The same as a striker, the same as midfielders, the same as defenders. So this is really, really killing us this season. And I wish next season the ownership can look into this problem and said, come on, let's stop here. Let's try to focus on how this football club is gonna get a massive, massive stability. What we're asking for is just a stability. Let's go into games with the mindset of winning, with the mindset of winning games week in, week out. But now it's so difficult to even predict. It's so difficult to predict, Chelsea, two games, line up in two games. It's difficult because at the end of the day, the manager wants to rest players. He wants to sub in players. He wants to make everybody happy. That's not how it works, bro. It doesn't work that way. Liverpool this season they've been through a lot of crises, but they still keep into their players. Van Dijk has played almost 100% of the game today. This season, Kanote, they've had Soboslai, all these guys, they're all there. They don't even get a sub. They're always there for 90 minutes. But for us, I don't think realistically we have two, three players that has been playing 90 minutes over time. I can only count Casado, sometimes Enzo Fernandez, not even sure. Sometimes Enzo Fernandez, but most of the time it's sub him off. Apart from that, I think Marco Correa, apart from those guys, it's difficult. It's difficult to point out one player that has been playing consistently 90 minutes. To me, I feel like this needs to stop. We need to do something about it. But anyways, that's by the side. I feel like tomorrow is another game. Everton at home at Everton. Realistically, this should be another compensation game where players needs to go all out there. Nothing but secure 3 points. Easy 3 points. When I say easy 3 points, I don't want situation where we go into the game and we start struggling to beat Everton. To be honest, I am gonna be disappointed because we've been shaky, we've been inconsistency for past 3-4 games. Now it's home at Stamford Bridge. We've been away to Leeds, away to Bournemouth, away to Atlanta, but now it's Stamford Bridge, man. It's Stamford Bridge, man. Something needs to be done. Something needs to be done. We've got to win the game tomorrow, to be honest. And like I said, let's go into that game. Let's win the game. Let's kill the game. Let's just make out a very good result from the first half, to be honest. That's my own opinion. So, guys, let's quickly dive into, some sort of, uh, you know, how do I say it? Some sort of information about the game tomorrow. I'll start by looking into Everton recent form. So, Everton last 5 games. Their last 5 games, they started with Fulham. So, at home to Fulham, they beat Fulham 2-0. They were away to United. They beat United 1-0 with a red card. Hmm. That's fantastic. So they went to Everton. Oh, they played Everton at home. Disappointing loss to them 4-1. Disappointing loss. So they went to Bournemouth to beat Bournemouth at home 1-0. And they were at home to Nottingham Forest. They beat Nottingham Forest 3-0. So what I'm gonna say is these guys have been to two away games last month, feature this month kind of. They've won two away games. All their away games they've won it. I mean, they won against Bournemouth, they won against Manchester United with a 10 men down. So this is a like for me. I think these guys are very strong in terms of going away to get a point. So I think it's something we need to look into, to be honest. At Bench Navy, thank you so much. Up to Chelsea. Hello, Big Blues family, big boy. Thank you very much, Bench Navy. Glad to have you here. So hope you stay put and we can have a good conversation. So I was just talking about last 5 games of Everton. I feel like these guys, we can't underrate them, to be honest. They've won their last two away games from 5 games. So they've naturally played 5 games, and they've single-handedly won 4 games. They only lost to Newcastle. So apart from that, they've been fantastic in their last 5 games. They scored 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. They've scored 8 goals in their last 5 games. So I do believe that we can't definitely look down on these guys. So we have to go all out there to make sure that we're able to do some miracle, to be honest. And like I said, tomorrow Maesca needs to be careful on his selection, to be honest, because when you have the like of Grealish, very, very informed at the moment. Kelvin Disbury Hall, not able to get his rhythm at Chelsea, but obviously one of the best Everton player this season. So, and those kind of a player can come back to Chelsea and easily hurt you. So we need to be very careful tomorrow. Of course, we're out without Casado as well. That's a minus for us. So I think tomorrow we should be careful, make sure our lines are tread tightly. So, and for us, Chelsea, we all know we've been shaky in the last 5 games. Our last 5 meeting was against Barcelona, 3-0, magnificent performance with 10 men Barcelona. We then proceed to play Arsenal at home again with a draw, 10 man down. What a performance! And what a devastating result against Leeds, 3-1 away lost to Leeds. We went away to Bournemouth as well, we draw, and we went to Atlanta, we lost. So that means, guys, that something really, really fishy about going on away games. Our last 3 away games has been shambolic, to be honest. But like I said, we've had some couple of good time at home, beating Barcelona, drawing to Arsenal, and I feel like Everton is that game where Chelsea needs to bounce back. Chelsea needs to bounce back against Everton. I don't see any reason why we shouldn't win that game comfortably tomorrow. To be honest, that should be a compensation match. That should be one of those games where we start the game, the players are focused, next 10-15 minutes, we secure a win. I'm not saying score 5, 6, 7 goals, but just make something happen. Let the fans feel relaxed that this game is ours, and that the only way you can make that happen is to score 2 goals. 2 goals in 10-15 minutes. Fans are settled down. They're ready to go. You know. So to me, I feel like we've got to be careful. We've got to go into that game with optimum, focus, confidence, and try and make sure to get a highly result. That's what I'm rooting for tomorrow, to be honest. So I'm gonna move to like against Aston Villa. This is one of those things that we all know football. There's always a reputation of history, to be honest. And so looking at this chart, Chelsea last 5 games against Everton. So we played in 2022-2023 at home to Everton. We draw 2-2, 2-0. And in 2023-2024 season, we beat Everton 6-0. I can still remember that magnificent goals from Palmer. So we went back to Goodison Park. It was nil-nil in the same season. And for Premier League 2024-2025, we beat Everton 1-0. So that means in the last 5 games, we've been able to win 2 games, we've drawn 2 games, and they've won one away in Goodison Park. To be honest, this is not a bad result. This is not a bad record against Everton. I can see the last time we faced Everton at home was 1-0 win. We've had a decent, very, very decent record against them at home. So I feel like this is an opportunity again to repeat the 6-0 that we saw in 2023-2024 season. At least Palmer is back. We are only missing out on Casado tomorrow, which is a very, very big blow to me. So, but at the end of the day, it's a game that we need to forget about Casado. We need to go all out there and make sure that we get something happen, to be honest. So, I feel like we had a very good, last 5 games with Everton, and I hope if history repeats itself, it means that we're going to be beating Everton tomorrow at home. So, guys, let me know what you think about this sort of record. So now, I'm just gonna dive into some couple of things that Maresca said in his press conference before we wrap it up. So I'm gonna start with this one where he say talking about Josh Achimpong performance against Atlanta. So he said absolutely yes. The good thing about Josh is the moment we give him a chance, he's always doing well. He's going to be a big player for this club. So this is absolutely true. Absolutely true. To be honest, it's just like the problem we've got at Chelsea is we don't trust academic boys. We don't trust academic boys. I feel like if Josh Ashepong was to be in any of other smaller club, maybe Crystal Palace, Chelsea will be bidding for him by now because Chelsea will be looking at him that wow, what a potential. We can bring him in, to join the squad, and of course we can. But the problem is we've always not value our academic players. And this is one of the biggest problems we've got with this new ownership. We don't value academic players. No matter what sort of talent they have, they are still being put under the bus. Because I do believe that Archie deserves more minutes this season, especially when we don't have consistency in that defensive line. We should give him some time, let him have that sort of confidence, to do things. So I do agree with Maresca. I just hope it's not gonna be too late when he's gonna realize that he needs to move away when he had a very good offer out there. So next one I think is talking about Liam Delap. Maesca on Liam Delap. So he said Liam is a generally good. He knows he has been unlucky, but he's generally good. I don't really believe in this statement, to be honest. Uh, if you followed my couple of clips, I've always said it. I don't believe in the fact that we had to replace Nicholas Jackson for Liam Delap. To me, it's ridiculous. To me, I don't see it as something fruitful at all because this is a topic for another day. To be honest, I don't want to dive into it, but I feel like keeping Jackson will have given us a fair result this season, a fair result compared to what we're receiving from Liam Delap. So I hope he comes back strong. I wish him well. I hope he comes back strong. But for now, I think there's a lot of work to do from his side. So, and we've got some, couple of statements that came out as well. Maresca talking on players' fatigue and all this and all that. So he said the Atlanta game, Enzo, Marco Cucurella, they are all playing many games. It's normal that the level is not always the same. Well, to be honest with you, I do agree and I do disagree because these these players knows what sort of football club they are. They know what sort of project is in the front of them, and they are ready to go every day. They're always ready to go. As long as player doesn't complain that I need a rest, I think football is part of life. It's part of what they need to do. So I don't see any reason why You know, they shouldn't be informed. They are doing their thing is their profession, to be honest. So, and the fact that we don't consider to bring in, quality replacement for players, that's the cost of it. Because I don't see any reason why even Cucurella should start tomorrow. Because if we had bought a very good, solid backup for Marc Cucurella, we shouldn't be having these sort of problems. He should be having a break, should be having rest. But unfortunately, all we do is to buy potential players. Just buy potential players. And that's why you cannot trust Jorel Ato to replace Marc Cucurella in the Premier League games, in the Champions League games. So all these things needs to change, to be honest. I feel like all this needs to change. If not, next season might be worse. Next season might be worse. So to me, I feel like Maresca complaining about players having fatigue. I think it's something that I feel like should have been solved in the transfer window. Just buy experienced players. Just buy players that can come in as a replacement. We saw what Arsenal is doing. Arsenal has got first team and if they've got second team, very good second team that can replace the first team. That we don't need to keep buying players today and never before. Like just keep buying players. No, we need to look for quality, not quantity. Let's buy those players that can come in and make immediate effect, immediate impact. So to me, I feel like this statement is just not for me, to be honest. So Maresca, still talking about injuries. Cole Palmer, Fana had a full session today, and they are available for the game tomorrow. I think this is a very good news for us. We've all missed Palmer. I just want this guy to be back, to be honest. As soon as I keep remembering the World Cup, bro, my mind keeps shaking because I just want this guy to go to World Cup. I know it's a very, very competitive position right now, with the likes of AZ, Foden, Bellingham, and all these, England midfielders. But I can't imagine not seeing Cole in the World Cup. So I hope he get back on his track, start scoring goals, start making an assist. Just make it difficult for people not to be confused that you're going to the World Cup. So where's Fufana? I know there's a lot of precaution around him, but I just wish him well. I hope he stays fit. One of our best defenders this season. But hopefully we'll see what happens. So Cole and Fufana will be available for the game tomorrow. And the last one on here is saying I'm completely relaxed. It's football. That's the reason why we drop points. So to me, I've said this a couple of times that when a manager feels so much comfortable with his job, you can't expect more. They are always bossy. They are always like looking at things and say, "Come on, now. What about what I've done? What about the days that I've been winning?" So I think, to me, I feel like his man is just feeling too comfortable with his job, too comfortable with his job. But at the end of the day, as a fans, there's no more we can do. At the moment, I don't see Chelsea trying to go all out there and say, "Come on, we want to sign a new manager." I don't see that happening. I see Maresca finishing this season. I see him maybe probably next season, or maybe even extending his contract. But at the end of the day, we'll see what happens. And yes, guys, let's quickly talk about prediction XI for tomorrow. I feel like this is a very strong game whereby we can't mess around. I just wish and I feel like Casedo is gonna be available tomorrow, but unfortunately, he's gone. So I just hope everything goes well for him. I hope he comes back against Newcastle. Yeah, we definitely need that game, to be honest. We definitely need him in that game. So I hope he comes back fit and yeah, we keep rolling now. So tomorrow I feel like um Sanchez, of course, from the goalpost. Rhys James, Chaloba, Fufana, and of course Marco Corella. Sorry, Malagusto from the left, from the right back. Chaloba, Fufana, Cucurella. The reason why I'm introducing, Malagusto is we looks like we don't have any option. We have to play James again in the midfield tomorrow because Casado is not available. Santos is solid enough, but still need help. Especially playing against Everton. It's not gonna be easy game. So we need James in that midfield. Enzo Fernandez, pivot with uh, Pedro Neto starting from the right flank, Garnacho from the left flank, and of course Joao Pedro from the touchline, from the top nine. So I know a lot of people don't won't agree with this starting lineup, but obviously we want Estival to start, but it's not gonna start. So why do we have to stress, and keep, putting what's not gonna happen out there? So I just hope maybe something changes tomorrow, start Estival, and of course we can count on results. So yes, guys, I mean that's all I've got for you guys tonight. Please drop a comment, like, follow, subscribe, and share. Let's keep growing as a family. Drop your score prediction for tomorrow, and I'll see you on to the next one, guys. Peace and love. Up the Chels.